Oh, this is Dina. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so tonight I am going to check one thing off my list for craft fair is I am going to redo my sign. So I thought I would bring you along and show you how I'm going to redo this. Now last year I just used paint pens and I did paint on the other side because it's an kind of A-frame. Let's see if I can show you what it looks like. But I wanted to vamp it up and make it prettier. So I'm going to put vinyl letters on it. So I thought I would show you how I do this. Okay, so the way I'm going to make my vinyl letters is I'm going to use my Cricut tonight, and I'm going to use my Cricut Design Space. And if you do not have a Cricut or a cutting machine, you can buy just regular vinyl letters or sticker letters like in the craft store or Walmart, and you can do the same thing. But I have had a few people ask me about my Cricut, and so I thought I would kind of take you quickly through the process of how I got my letters and how I did this. Okay, so let's see if I can make sure I can show you guys. Okay, so you pull up your Cricut Design Space, and if you don't have it, and maybe you're going to get a Cricut, this is what you're going to need to have one of the newer Cricuts. I have the Cricut Explorer 2, and yeah, so you have to have the Cricut Design Space for it to work. So this is just a website that you pull up on Cricut.com, and you just sign in and so forth. But anyway, so I've had mine for quite a while, and so I decided, you know what, it's time for me to use it tonight. I haven't used my Cricut for a little while. So I decided to make my letters with this font, and let me tell you, this font is called Black Oak Standard. And so, yeah, it's Black Oak Standard. That's the letters I'm going to use. And the reason that I chose them is because they're fat. I kind of like wide letters, and I want it to be wide so that way my letters stand out on my chalkboard. So anyway, I'm going to have to do this like in sections because I had Dina down here. But I only have 12 by 12 on my mat, so I had to cut it off right there. So I'll cut these first, and then I'll go back and put my name on there and cut that out separately. Because I'm gonna probably peel these off anyway, and I'll probably position them where I want them, so they might not stay straight. So anyway, so this is where I get my letters from. And like I said, if you do not have a cutting machine, you can buy letters like already cut in the store and use them if you want to do the same thing for a sign for your craft fair. Okay, so I'm going to get my vinyl ready, and I like to use the Cricut brand vinyl. And so I pulled out my vinyl. I've got a little bit left on this roll that I'm going to use first because I waste none of this. It's expensive. And I also think I'm going to add in some like cute flowers and stuff just for decorations around. I don't know. I'm going to put my letters first and kind of build from there. So anyway, so I'm going to get my vinyl all ready to go over to my Cricut, and I will show you what it looks like then. Okay, so I've got a piece of vinyl on my board, on my mat. It's kind of, my mat is a little old, but it's all going to work out just fine. So what I had to do once I put these letters, I had to make sure to remember to group them, because if not, whenever I go to the next screen, it's going to mess them all up. So I grouped them, and now I'm going to attach them. That way then they won't move around, and then I'm going to click Make It. As you see, here we go. So now if you were doing letters, like iron-on letters for a shirt, you would want to make sure you mirror your letters. But this is not going to go on a shirt, so it doesn't have to go backward. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to click Continue and let it connect to my Cricut. And Okay, I've got my Cricut there. I have my Cricut set up for Bluetooth, so it's wireless. I already have my blade in there, so now I'm going to go ahead and put my mat in my Cricut. Okay, I've got it over here on this side. I'm sorry you guys can't see that. Okay, now that I have it on there, I need to make sure that on my Cricut I have my setting set for vinyl. Now I know if you have the Cricut Maker, you don't have to change the setting. I don't think you might have to do something in here, but on my particular one, I have the Cricut Explore Air 2. I have to change it to vinyl. That way it'll do a certain pressure when it cuts. So I can do it on fast mode. And now I'm going to go over to my machine and I'm just going to hit print or hit cut. Let me see if I can take y'all over there. On my Cricut, and as you see here, when this is flashing, I've already got my mat loaded, and when this is flashing, all I have to do is hit that flashing button, and that means cut. But here you can see over here the different settings. So anyway, so now it's gonna cut. So I will show you what this all looks like once it's all done cutting. Okay, so once you're done cutting, and I've pulled it off, I already started pulling this off. Once you're finished cutting on your Cricut, you have to weed out what you don't want. So I kind of started it, and all you're gonna do is carefully try to pull away the vinyl away from the letters, because you don't want the whole sheet, you just want your letters. So I'm just gonna kind of pull it away carefully and just pull it all the way off. That way all that's left on the sheet will be the letters. So carefully pull this up. I like the fat letters, y'all. I think it's going to show up really well on my chalkboard. And I chose white because, look at that came off so well. I chose white just because I wanted it to show up really well. So I think that I chose correctly. And I got my bye down here. Uh-oh, I'm going to have to cut a new bead because it can come off. But at least I got this part. I'm going to pull that off carefully. Okay, so I'll have to do by Dina separately. Okay, now let me throw this away. And as you see here, if you can see the letters, now I just have to pull out what's in between, like the A. I have to weed that out. Let me see if I can see it. It's hard to see this. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. Okay, carefully. Okay, I got that pulled up a little bit, but I am not going to worry about those little things like that. I'm going to weed that out. There you go. So there is my Crafty Crafts. I've got that ready. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my By Dina ready, and then I'll show you how I'm going to transfer this on. Okay, so while I'm getting ready to cut out my By Dina, I thought I would show you what I did. I had, of course, peeled off. I had weeded out what I didn't need, so it left Crafty Crafts on here. What I've done is I put some transfer tape. It's by Cricut. You can buy pretty much any brand, but I put the transfer tape on here, and I'm going to use my little squeegee looking tool and make sure that I get this pressed down really well on my mat. That way, then when I try to remove the letters from the paper, the backing, they stick to my transfer paper. And that's what I want to happen. So make sure you get that down really well. And then you'll be good to go in transferring them over. As you see, I got that down, pressed down really well. Okay, so now I'm going to get that By Dina cut out, and then we'll move to the chalkboard. Okay, so I am over here on the floor. I figured this is going to be the quickest, easiest way to do this. And what I've done is I took all my letters that I had cut out on my Cricut. There's crafts on there. And what I did with the crafty, I cut them apart because I want to be able to position these the way I want. They are on the transfer tape. So you can see they're on the transfer tape. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to peel it away from the transfer tape. Hopefully I can get this off. Once you get it on there and kind of pull it from the corner, just pull it and see there. There you go. Hopefully you guys saw that. I'll show you again. Okay, so I'm just going to position my C because I kind of like things kind of sideways. Once I've got it on there, I'm just going to take my transfer tape. Let me get my squeegee, y'all. Okay, so once you have the transfer tape on there, use your little squeegee or something to press it on there. And you're going to peel from one side to the other. And once you know you've got it adhered on there, just start peeling. Now anything that peels up, just kind of press it back down as you go, and you can squeegee it back on when you're done. So there's one. I like it. I like it. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So this way people will be able to see my sign. That's going to be great. Okay, so let me find my R. Okay, got my R over here. Got them all cut up. Okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to peel it away from, peel the transfer tape to kind of catch that letter that I had cut out. Okay, let me make sure I'm getting it. I find that you got to go slow on this process right here. And I kind of helped it up. There it goes. I'm pulling up my R. And I'm going to position it where I want it. Use my little squeegee. I could have went ahead and positioned these like this on my Cricut design space, but after I thought about it, I should have did that. It was a little late and I didn't want to redo it, so this is fine. This works. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so there you go, y'all. I got my crafty on there. Now I'm going to work on my crafts. How cute is that looking? So cute. It's really hard to be sitting on the floor, y'all. But this thing, my sign stands up about maybe 3 feet. So be a little high on my desk. So, okay, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to cut out my crafts word. And I'm going to cut them out and I'm going to adhere them. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I thought, you know, the craft fair is like in a month and a half. I gotta get busy. So much to do, so much still to make. I know that if you're doing craft fairs, you're in the same boat. Okay, crafty crafts. So just get it adhered on. Gonna peel it off. If it pulls up, just press it down. And there we go. Pulling up, but that's okay. I'm gonna get it on there. There you go. Look at that. I like that. Okay, let me see if I can get the next one. I'm going to cut out 2 letters this time, try to save a little time. Okay, so you just, the paper that you had cut on is on behind. Remember I peeled off or I weeded out the top. And then I just had the words on there, and then I added the transfer tape. And there we go. I'm going to take it off slowly. You got to bring it over here by me, y'all. Okay. going to work that way. I had to cut it because I want these to come off nice and pretty. Okay, so I got my crafts. I don't like things that like to be totally straight. I like it to be kind of, I don't know, crafty looking, I guess you could say. I like it. I'm going to get my A. So I think you're kind of getting the idea of how I do this. I'm going to finish this one, and then I will finish it up, and then I'll show you what my next step will be. So here we go. Whenever you have it on there, if it doesn't peel up on your transfer tape, I just kind of gave it a little nudge and just peeled it off because I don't want to tear the letter. Okay. Sorry for the squeaking, y'all. If my husband was in here, he would go, "Oh, I hate that." Okay. It's a little wrinkled, but let me fix it. I'm just going to smooth it out. Get the bubbles out. That easy. I love the font. It's working out wonderfully. The font is great. Okay. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'll do the rest off camera and show you what it looks like at the end. Okay. Okay, get that on there. Transfer tape off. I don't know, if you have a Cricut, you know to use transfer tape. But if you don't have one and maybe you're interested in ever getting one, transfer tape is really important. You really need transfer tape when you're doing vinyl. So, okay, so you can see how it's coming along. I'm going to finish my TS and then my By Dina, and I will show you what it looks like and what I will do next. Okay, so y'all can see now I have my words on. I like them. I like them really well. I think they're pretty cute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some different color vinyls, and I might add some flowers, or I might just, I don't know, it's just some kind of decorations. But I just kind of wanted you to see the process of how far I've gone so far. And then I'm going to keep adding, and then I'll come back and show you again. If I let you see the whole process, it'd be real long. So anyway, yeah, so here we go. I've already got my words on there. I like them. I kind of moved around a little bit, not straight. I kind of like that. It makes it look crafty to me. So anyway, so that's the progress so far. So I will show you once I put some more decorations on here what it looks like. So you can kind of see what I did. I moved it up on my table because it was killing me sitting on the floor. I'm way too old for that. So anyway, well, for me. What I'm doing is I usually would go and just cut things out on my Cricut, but I'm just using a punch, and I'm just punching a couple little flowers, and then I think I'll add a little pennant banner on the top, and I'll make that just out of paper. So I've got one of my flowers that I just punched out, and I'm going to punch out centers with my circle punch. And I'm going to get this on. So I'm going to put this on a piece of transfer tape. I've got some scraps over here. See, you can see my scraps. Okay, so I'm going to put my flower on there. Normally you would weed it out if you cut a whole bunch, but I didn't do this on my Cricut. So I just kind of put it on there, that way I have a way to get it transferred over or to peel it. Just try to grab yourself one of the corners. This is the hard part. So I'm going to grab on the corners, and then I'll get it on once I get this peeled off. And now I'm just going to stick it on just wherever I kind of like it. I don't want to overdo it with all my flowers. But I'm just going to get this on here. I just want a little decoration, not too much. Yeah, just kind of like just a couple. And now I'm just going to take my small circle punch and I'm going to punch myself some centers. Let's see. I'm thinking that this 5/8 might be too small. Let's see this other one. I'm going to try this one. This one is a 1 inch. So let me see. I've got some yellow vinyl. So I might try some yellow. This was a multi-pack that I got at Michael's. I've had it for quite a little while. And I'm going to cut myself off a little corner just so I can punch. And I'm thinking that this might be okay. So I'm just going to punch my circle. Oh yeah, I like it too big. Perfect. Perfect for me. Okay, this is the hard part, is getting it peeled because I'm not doing it the normal way, but I'm just grabbing it and peeling it. And I'm gonna stick it on. Let me see. Okay. No, that's too big. I don't like that after all. I gotta go a little bit smaller. Let me see, where did my smaller punch go? I'm gonna do, I think I'll try this one. So let's try this. I'm gonna go down to the 5/8 after all. Let me see how that works. Oh yeah, that's much better, y'all. Now I'm just gonna peel it off. You could have just used cardstock and probably saved yourself a little headache than using vinyl totally. I'm having a little issue, y'all. But yeah, you could have got some cardstock and did the same thing as well. You could have glued it on because your sign is not going to get wet. It's not like you're going to leave it out in the rain. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get this peeled up, having a little issue, and then I'll show you how it looks. So there you go. I added the flowers. I put yellow centers with my yellow vinyl. This is what it's looking like so far. I don't want it overdone, but I am going to add a little border to the top. Sorry for the glare on my light, y'all. But anyway, so now I'm going to work on my border. This is a lot of process, but it's worth it in the end to me. I just think it's going to be real cute. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get the border going, show you what it looks like. So now I'm going to make a little pennant banner for the top of my sign. Just a little decoration. So what I did is I have cut my paper. I have this 8.5 by 11 sheet. I got this paper at Joann Fabrics. It's a heavy duty cardstock. So I've already cut this at 3 inches. And then I'm going to do it by 3 inches because, you know, the top of where my little sign is pretty small, and so I don't want this to be too big, but I want to add a little bit of color to my sign. So I'm going to cut myself a couple of strips of this. I probably won't need too many, but that way then I don't have to come back and cut again. So cut myself some 3x3s. Now, y'all, if you're wondering where I got my sign, I don't know if you have a Kirkland's in your area, but that is where I got my sign. Kirkland's is like a home interior type store. They sell all kinds of picture frames and different things like that. And so that's where I got it. And I got it a couple of years ago, but I haven't been in Kirkland's in a while, but I do know that they usually carry this particular sign. I think I paid $40 for it. Like I said, it's pretty tall. And it's nice because it's a chalkboard, so I could just write with chalkboard, or I could have just used paint pens. I did paint pens on the other side, but I'm going to paint over it. But I had never done anything on this side, and now I wanted to change it. So it's a good thing I didn't do anything on this side. Okay, I've cut myself like about 9 of these, and I'm going to just kind of cut them, just kind of eyeball it. And I'm going to cut them at 3. So let me see. What I'm going to do is I think that I'm just going to kind of line it up on my scoreboard. See if I can find an ink pen. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to line it up on my scoreboard, and then I'm going to find the 1.5 line. So I've got my 1.5 line. And notice I'm going to cut from one corner to that 1.5 line. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to cut it, the point to the 1.5 line. I've got myself my first little pennant. Let me see what it's going to look like. I like it. I think it. Okay, so now I'm just going to do this to the rest of them. Line it up. Line it up at 1.5. I'm just going to get my 1.5 line ready on a bunch of these so I don't have to do them one at a time. Y'all know the best thing to do is always let's try to do these in like a mass quantities here. Okay, so I'm going to finish getting these ready. Go ahead and get them cut, and I'll show you how I'll string them and get them on my sign. Okay, so I've got my little pennants here that I made, and I'm just going to string them like this with some twine. That way I can hang it on the top of my sign. And this is just the purpose of this is just to give it a little bit of decoration. That's all. Just make it kind of pretty, crafty looking. You don't have to do this part if you don't want, but I just choose to do this. I just think that it would add some color and it'd just be pretty. So I'm just going to make myself a little mini pennant banner. Going to string. Probably I'm not going to need 9. I might need like only 6. But hey, at least I'm ready. I have my little pennant ready. I know it kind of clashes with my flamingos on my table. Tomorrow, y'all, I have no plan except to clean my house and clean this craft room and work on my envelope, my loaded envelope from my partner. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. I want to get it done so I can get it mailed out to her. It's always fun getting happy mail in the mail. Y'all, our craft group is so awesome. If you haven't joined my craft group, it's Crafty Crafts by Dina, Swaps, and the and sign, and stuff. That's what it is. If you haven't joined, feel free to jump over and join. Now we've already shared names with each other for the swap. So, but you can still come join our group if you like, and we will be doing another swap. We're going to probably do them every other month. I don't know. We'll take a poll, see what the ladies want to do. But I know it's craft fair season. So we might start after the first year, do one every month. But for right now, we might do it every other month. But for December, I know we're going to do a Christmas card swap. Okay. I think that will be enough. So let me go ahead and cut my twine. I'm going to cut a little long just in case it's not enough. And let me see if I can measure it on and see how this is going to look. I had to move my sign over here off on the floor. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to show you what this looks like now. It's too cute. Here we go. I added the little pennant banner to the top of my sign. So this is what my sign is looking like. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cute. I might add a few little dots down there on the bottom, but for the most part, I just want it to look simple. It's bright. It's pretty cute. And the nice thing about putting a little paper banner or a cardstock banner at the top is you can change it for, like, if you're doing like a fall craft fair, or if you wanted to do like a Christmas one or whatever, you could change out the paper. You can't very well take off the little flowers that I added because they're in vinyl, but that's okay. You can add in Christmas paper and try to see if you can match the colors, or you can add in some little Christmas decorations on it. But I think I'm going to leave it like this. I kind of like this. Sorry about the mess on my table, y'all. It's such a mess. So anyway, so here it is. I hope that you like it. Sorry if this is a long video. I try not to let it be too long, but I wanted to show you the process of how you can make the sign and how I revamped my sign. But yeah, it's pretty cute. Now I might add some like little tassels or something off the side. I have to think about it, but I think for now I don't want it to be I don't want it to be too busy. So anyway, I think it's pretty cute. I like the way the letters turned out. I love it. So anyway, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. And like I said, I'm sorry if this was a little long. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how I revamp my sign. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and y'all, hope you'll come back to see my next video. And if you are new to my channel, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We have a lot of fun. And give me a thumbs up if you like this, and leave me a comment below if you like this. But anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.